man. Kick talk shit, man. You told me off earlier. Now I gotta finish this game and go sign my tight end back.
Coach, we are just about set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. A few moments ago, they raised the 12th man banner. And this place, as usual, rocking and rolling. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 49ers.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, you got to choose one?
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. The first carry for C.J. Prosise. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Well, the Bengals and Seahawks meeting here in Week 1, and this is a combination that we haven't seen that often on the turf. If you look back to when the franchises began facing each other all the way back in 1977. But since then, just 20 meetings between the two teams. And the Bengals have won 11 of them, including the last meeting back in October of 2015. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again, Wilson. The catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. On first down, Prosise. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
I think we got better squad than
but this one is incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible.
Early game to me,
unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. On 3rd down, Wilson.
But they've been out there the whole time.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Yeah.
Nice play there to force
they went over there and played Tampa Bay, then they never came back.
When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. Coverage there by the former first-round pick, William Jackson. Tried to be bold on the opening drive of the game, but that effort, it proves futile.
How many times have we talked with coaches where they've talked about taking the emotion out of their decision-making? I think that opening drive, if he didn't have it in his head to go for it before, I think that keyed into it. They were doing so well, and he decided to really establish something there. They didn't get it. Now they've got to make sure that they don't lose their focus.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah.
Didn't have a receiver up and down.
You got a point, D-Lock.
Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, 67 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
I passed the ball once and it was too much.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards. All told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Step aside.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points.
And he said,
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, beat the shit out of him with the NBA said he's setting his own. So we check after the game. That shit was off, bro. Yeah, they was just lying. Yeah.
Wilson going to hand it to Procise. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete. Right there on the coverage was the safety, Jesse Bates. Offensively, might be thinking, what's going on here? One for their first 7 throwing the football.
So maybe they're thinking about rethinking their strategy a little bit right now with the way that they're throwing it around, not having that success. Might have to lean on the running game for a little while.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on third down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on fourth. To throw is Wilson. A ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know, they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Bravo.
And Dalton to throw. And this ball's tipped and intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
I like it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
Oh, no.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Tedrick Thompson picks it. And this one will be brought back to the 22. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Throwing on 2nd down. Wilson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Now Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Carson. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. They'll go with Procise. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Huh?
Check. Switch.
They'll try and run down here with Procise. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Exit. 14. SOS.
Throwing is Wilson. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal.
Kill.
Procise on the toss. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
Brad, I think we have to look back at the big call to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, that set up everything in the end result, the short touchdown run. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think every coach would have gone for it back there.
You and I both know every coach would not have gone for it back there. So that's showing a little bit of faith, actually showing a lot of faith in his team, and it was rewarded.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this try.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. The 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, 79 yards. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
July is on the
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a second down coming up. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
It's like mine get off work to fucking
Wilson turns and gives to Procise. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's
not going to finish this game, bro. Remember that.
We said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. They toss left to Procise. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Looking to throw on second down. Wilson, he'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Sean Williams. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. I'll tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And
that's number 11 right there.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green, 46 yards. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize.
I feel like he's grabbing at your arm. Like he's trying to hold back, pushing back. He's grabbing at your arm.
In the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
He's grabbing at your arm. Like, he's trying to say, let me talk.
It's tough to turn those upfield and go.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
Bullet good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects it.
I can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
You're like, let me go back to my notes.
Nah, don't do that.
Short of the marker by just a yard, leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. This is Carson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Carl Lawson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carlos Dunlap able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Bengals grab it. And they're not able to convert on fourth down. And the aggressive play call simply does not work out. You're on your own side of the field here, punt, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a time for analytics and a time for being aggressive, but not with this field position. There's also a time for good old football 101 sense.
Yeah.
Punt it away. Let your defense take over with better field position.
Now a play fake here on first down. On the crossing route, complete. That's Green. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Not really.
Green last year had the lowest numbers of his career output-wise. 694 yards, 6 touchdowns. Of course, there was a reason for that. He was battling a toe injury in the second half of the season. And boy, did the Bengals miss his presence. They limped to the finish line. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Brad McDougal. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Nick Vigil. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble.
There it is.
Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
Oh, he ripped it off. He ripped it off.
Y'all leave him alone.
Hey, he ripped that shit off his hand in the floor, in the ground.
I said, what the fuck?
Yeah, they lied.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? And this is incomplete. He was looking for Joe Mixon there out of the backfield. And now that'll bring up second down.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Another look for Dalton on second and 10.
He was a late comer, so late.
And it's incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Trading. But you are... Dude, what a...
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
44. Here you go.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Yeah, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance, if they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing. It puts them in that position.
To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. William Jackson with a pick. And they finally put him into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful, because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. The final act of the first half. Dalton. Open man is Uzama. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. So we're at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season, as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return, as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. On second down, here's Mixon. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
Damn, man. What you gotta tell the secret, man? Damn.
Once again, they run with Mixon.
I figured it out. Nobody teach me that. I just figured it out when I was playing head-to-head. I was like, okay, there's a way.
Something to watch here in Week 1 of the season.
Yeah, but I never want to say shit. Yeah, when you go head-to-head, you're going to figure shit out.
The intensity and the speed really ratchets up.
What the hell?
Into the secondary again. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, for those first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I thought that same
First down
shit.
Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The linebacker, Preston Brown, there to knock that one away.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Yeah, brother.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Wilson throwing again. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Bengals grab it.
All I can see is
taking it right down Broadway. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown.
Handlebar mustache.
The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
It's a macho man, Randy Savage.
And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Yeah.
That's fielded in the end zone.
And
in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them.
Veins
got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
He lets it fly. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. That goes for a gain of 31. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, they'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
I thought he said, like, you was right. He was
46 yards. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on-knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. Again, Wilson.
What the fuck are we talking about?
He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Bengals drive about to get going. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. That's complete to John Ross. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And Dalton to throw.
It's like a
got a man open. It's Ross. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. From the right hash, this from 53. And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Zach Taylor, a new breed of head coach. He's going to go for it on 4th down. They run for it with Mixon. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here. He's doing cyber
shit, you know.
Here's Dalton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
After the sack on 1st down, Dalton. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
Damn.
Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL.
He's a bozo, door kicking in shit.
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Bengals, they widen their lead.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
You know what I mean? He
really good on the extra point. Back now in Seattle, Washington, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score.
We all do, yeah, but he's got it hard. You know, it was just shit he did. It was like...
That'll be taken in the end zone.
What happened?
Oh, twisting away. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27.
What soldier served at? In Vietnam?
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
You can't compare your shit to dude fucking being a war at all, man. None of us can compare this.
On 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
You your country and shit. You fucking dying and trying not to die every day, every minute.
They'll run with precise. And the ball is knocked out, totally but I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up.
I'm
almost
fucking
I'm like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base and scoring position. One guy doesn't get a hold
and go to dope house and shit. Your fans dope and avoids the turnover. Your fans go to fucking prison and shit. That's totally different. PTSD, motherfucker.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that on the center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind?
He played PlayStation.
That you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Wilson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Wilson on target there to Moore. And he'll be brought down inside the 20.
He was sawing motherfucking with machine guns. So you was over there fucking playing PlayStation Afghanistan.
Kiki's the one. Kiki.
First down completion with
Kiki's the one with the brain.
Now Wilson forced out to his left.
Hello, Kiki. You was the one with the brain.
It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout the ball game. Here's a great example right there.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101 tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like you had green on that play.
I know you did. Hey, anything could have happened there. They could have stormed the base and anything, you know?
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Joe Mixon. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. Clock running under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Go back into history, that's how the wars are fought. You need to fucking review history.
Here, Dalton. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
44.
Passing again, Dalton on 2nd and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a first down.
Man, if y'all didn't go to Vietnam, man, then shut up. Shit. Fuck.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position
if y'all never went to Vietnam, then shut the fuck up.
He got passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate
He said my granddaddy fucking fought the goddamn
You know what I mean?
Never the same.
Never be the same, man. Rest in peace, man.
Got no respect.
Spitting in the fucking face,
They
man.
had control, had the football, And
yeah, the lucky military guy.
Came back in the game. That's exactly what they did.
69
yeah,
2-score games.
Yeah, the happy military guy.
These guys nowadays, they go 6 tours and shit.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back
at play video game at work.
Too. Your ass went to tours. 2 tours. You went to the Pacific after your ass fought in Germany. You know what I mean?
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. On 3rd down, Wilson. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson being chased out left. He may try and run for this. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Realize why he's so geeky. Because he went to the military. He did that shit. That's why he's so geeky, man. He's,
24 years, man. Congratulations.
On 1st down, Wilson. And
it's a long time.
Fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker Preston Brown there to knock that one away.
Yeah, that's a fucking long time.
Go back to something you said in the first quarter about
those motherfuckers don't even go that long. They go there too long.
Winning the turnover battle. The visiting team is an underdog. You were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road,
so you was in like motherfucking like what?
Was a big key, and this was
doing the first fucking thing.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. Let's see what they come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
2002 or 3, you were already out.
Right there on the coverage was the safety, Jesse Bates.
See, Kiki's one of those military that...
You work at a firm, you work at like a lawyer's office, you work at a firm.
And brings up a 4th down decision.
Kiki's one of those who do not like to talk about that military shit.
I got you, man. Hey, no, for real, that's smart, bro.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Let's all go back to
4th down. It's Wilson. And this is called.
Let's reminisce back to Mike Tyson's punch out.
Keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson. Over the middle here to Brown. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jerron Brown, 34 yards, as his guys are able to pull a bit closer.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. A very pivotal 2-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the 4th quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a 1-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, and now you've tied it up.
Exactly.
Instead, they don't get it. Still down 10.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Yeah, he really...
They'll run on 1st down. Bernard. And he's going to be met at about the 43. The tackle made by K.J. Wright. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Yes, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
I saw him. We all saw him, right?
Avoiding the tackle.
We all saw him. I'm sorry,
there
bro. I saw the motherfucker wrestle live.
He said it earlier in the quarter when we saw a broken tackle then that we might see some missed tackles here early on in week 1, and that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. It will even out as the season extends.
Man, that's what I'm telling y'all when Russell died, bro.
Right now, here in the early season, the advantage
fucking
goes to the
fucking Hulk Hogan fucking painted his beard black and shit. Went to the
totally
NWO.
Home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
That's when fucking Resta died.
And an alley to run. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
That dude fucking had the puppet on his hand and shit.
I didn't know who he was, D-Long. Until y'all told me who he was.
Mankind, he really hurt himself. Yeah, he really hurt himself in fucking matches with the Undertaker and shit. He fucking gave himself, man. He had to retire so early, dude, because he was so fucking hurt.
Mankind was the shit. What's up?
Now the Bengals